The speakers was kindly loaned to us by Hi-Fi Klubben Denmark. Thank you. Have you turned this off?
Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the AV therapist himself, the mighty Morgenstern, the legend himself, the humility itself, the man that breaks for nobody, not even himself.
This, my friends, is the MoFi SourcePoint 8 coaxial hi-fi speaker, and it took the Silverback listening team by storm.
Der alt det, jeg vil have ved en højtaler.
I think it's overall a very, very good speaker.
I like them. I mean, I've got the car outside. You put them in there.
What? Hang on for the ride and learn everything about it here on your audiophile entertainment channel. Damn it, Tom. Come on, say it.
Sorry.
Welcome to Stjernholm Reviews.
No! Sorry. I can't handle the pressure,
Come on, man.
Morten.
Just do it.
I am dizzy.
It's like ripping off a bandage.
Okay, but I want more money then.
What?
Ah! You hit me right in the mouth, you bastard.
Yeah.
If I had arms, I would punch you right in the nose.
It's impossible to get help these days. MoFi SourcePoint 8, designed by Andrew Jones for MoFi Electronics. It really hits a sweet spot with its compact size, and it delivers a very adequate performance for an average domestic listening room, while offering great flexibility in how it can be placed. In this room, it was really easy to get the speaker to perform well, and I don't find it particularly sensitive to placement closer to the back wall when freestanding. It might not work for placement in an actual bookshelf without some form of correction, as the bass will most likely be very bloated when installed like this. It's a speaker that has been reviewed by many audio reviewer,
including Aaron's Audio Corner, my main man, and Steve G, the old hippie.
So if you really want to delve deep into the stats and engineering, there are great opportunities on those channels. I will link in the description below for other great videos on the SourcePoint 8 to get you fully covered. So, instead of repeating it all in a full Stjernholm's review, Tom here will link to the best reviews in the description as a service and use your eyeball time here to unleash the full force of the Silverback listening team's impressions on it, as well as my own, of course. If you have been following the channel for some time or are one of the awesome people that support honest reviews on Patreon, you know that I love speakers. They're the single most important component in any hi-fi system, and after your listening room, they are simply the source of the personality and experience of your sound in a much bigger way than any source component, cable or the like.
I can't believe the stories he makes up.
You can say without a great speaker and room, everything else simply doesn't matter as much. The driver, the enclosure and the crossover are designed from the ground up by Mr. Andrew Jones, and the speakers come in either black, white or a beautiful walnut veneer finish. The front fabric snaps on like so. Don't worry, it's not magic, it's magnetic. Justice is served. That was a B. I can almost only recall positive experiences with coaxial speaker designs that has the ability to present a very even and natural sound that works great also at shorter distances. And to tell you more about it, I give you Tom the Little Green Nerd.
Aha! Here comes Tom! Letting you know what up.
Don't be such a smart ass.
But you can't explain this right, Morten. I got a PhD in electrical engineering, a PhD in mechanical engineering, a PhD in civil engineering, and ouch! Morten, you simply must observe the concentric driver design of these MoFi SourcePoint 8 speakers. Quite fascinating, really. This design integrates the tweeter within the mid-range driver. The mid-range cone does not just sit there looking pretty, It serves as a waveguide for the tweeter, which is pivotal, absolutely crucial for enhancing directivity and mitigating sound diffraction. Sound diffraction is the deviation of waves when they encounter an obstacle. It is similar to when you stand in the doorway. You cannot quite see around it. Now, let us discuss the speaker's impedance. Another riveting topic. They are rated at 8 ohms. But wait, 8 ohms, you ask? Well, they never go lower than 6 ohms, so it will not harm your little crappy amplifiers. Though the technical orchestration behind these auditory marvels is a testament to the precision engineering that escapes the grasp of those with merely a cursory understanding of acoustical engineering. It is quite the ballet of physics and electronics, orchestrated under the guise of what you laymen call a speaker.
Tom, that's enough for now. Thank you. Maybe what Tom just explained might be the reason that no matter how I sit or move around in the room, it just sounds right and very evenly distributed. The sound feels purposeful and natural with good natural imaging overall. A pair of Source Point 8s will set you back €3,000, and if you want, the, to me, great-looking stand that can hold decorative items or important stuff, you need to shell out an additional €400. But let's talk about the really important stuff. The sound experience.
Morten's voice was recorded using this fantastic microphones.
The Source Point 8 was evaluated by the listening team through a full day of individual listening sessions by each member, evaluating 4 pairs of speakers. So their subjective experience is colored, or might be colored, by having listened to other speakers on the same day, and they might reference them in their judgment. Of course, we discussed the efficiency of this approach.
You can't help but compare one set to a next set. It's difficult to be absolute because you are affected by the ones you've heard and you want to go backwards and forwards, but it makes for a very even playing field. I feel that in this room, in this position, playing repeatable pieces of music, then we were able to compare one set to the next set and then decide absolutely, okay, if it was my money, what would I go out and buy?
The music segments was recorded in the listening position using a ORTF microphone setup, so you can benefit from listening with headphones, and for God's sake, make sure that you have turned all dynamic range compression systems off in your player and sound preference settings. Note that there can be more than one place for these depending on your device. The speakers was hooked up to our trusty Linkdorf TDI 3400 amp, running completely neutral with no room correction and being utilized as a room endpoint using a pair of nice AudioQuest cables. I love the very clear labeling on those. So let's dig into the listening team experience and from there move on to my conclusion, the pros and the cons, the review score, the viewer systems and all the other goodies. But first we expose the speakers to our Parallax SPL test where we play a specific track suitable for pushing the speakers to the edge of its capabilities. The Source Point 8 started to feel pushed around 103 dBs measured in the listening position 3 meters away from the speakers. This actually aligns pretty well with the speaker's 87 dB sensitivity as well as the subjective experience of the speaker having enough headroom to engage in most types of music with enthusiasm. Our senior team member Carsten was listening to the Source Point 8s as his last speaker set on the day.
Jeg har ikke været så glad, siden vi hørte De Store Dahlia. Ja. Hold kæft, det lyder godt. Det er helt vildt. Der er alt det, jeg vil have ved en højtaler. Rummet og dybden og den flotte klang på stemmen. Det står så naturligt. Jeg synes fandme, det er flot. Det er helt vildt.
Sebastian immediately made notes on the friendliness of the sound.
Yeah, out of the box, quite nice. Huge soundstage and everything is coming together. I like it. But maybe we should take some measurement and try to
Find
do
something
it
wrong with
justice.
it.
No, do it justice so we have a comparable baseline to the other speakers. But right out of the bat, quite impressive. I think this is a speaker you could listen to all day without any fatigue. Sounds quite pleasant and everything is just right there. But let's try to make it even better. Shall we?
Oh, look at him, holding that measurement microphone, so erotic. You can really tell he loves it, right? Oh, yeah, DSP, I love it.
Studio engineer Tim Harris also found the MoFi's the most engaging speaker of the day.
They present it very well. It's I feel involved. There's a lovely spread. They're very elegant sounding. Things are presented, but without being brutally pushed in your face. They're very nice, elegant, clear sounding set of speakers, but with a profile. They're not just neutral. They've made a decision about the voicing, and I think for me it suits the way I like to have things presented to me. So that size in this room makes a lot of sense for me. So I like them very much straight away off the bat.
What do you think about the depth of the sound image here?
I like it. Feels very natural.
Yeah.
So natural, I hadn't really considered it, but it feels three-dimensional. Very nice, very disciplined, sophisticated way of presenting the music, clean and clear without sounding clinical. Really like them, they're nice. It's one of the first set of speakers I'd kind of like to put in the car and take home with me. They seem very appealing.
And after turning my back on Carsten for a couple of minutes, I came back to what looked like a robbery.
What?
Thank you very much, Carsten.
For me personally, the nirvana struck with the Source Point 8s when combined with a little subwoofer to help out on the last octave. I like the presentation very much overall without the sub, but the speakers just gained that extra headroom and low-end capability when adding a sub under 60 Hz, using the Linkdorf TDI 3400 for all the filtering and ironing out that room bump we have here in the room around 46 Hz. I'm not saying that the speakers desperately need a sub, but they just become even better when unloaded from the work below 70 Hz or 60 Hz. The sound of the Source Point 8 is just instantly likable, and the impression stands clearly verified through the individual reactions on the listening team. I love how they integrate in the room with their even sounding dispersion, solid imaging, and detailed but never in your face across all genres. Well done, Mr. Andrew Jones. We salute you for this speaker, destined to make many a music lover happy. The word I think best defines the MoFi Source Point 8 is harmony. It's small enough to fit in your fortress of solitude, yet powerful enough to rock your world. In short, it has it all. Enough headroom for most scenarios, detail and clarity delivered with musicality, great soundstage without being exaggerated, natural, balanced and very practical. It's really an all-rounder that will satisfy the ears, and so I think of many a music lover. Other aspects I really liked was the performance. It's adequate for most rooms. I never missed any more actually. They have a decent headroom and reach deep enough to give you a nice full-bodied sound. It's not a speaker that urges you to play very loud though, as it starts sounding less clean under hard pressure. But you get that great involvement even at lower volumes, and with that beautiful music balance that made it a hit with the entire listening team. A very nice but not required addition could be to add 1 or 2 small subwoofers, taking off the load below 60 Hz, or even higher if you use 2 subs. I tested using a single Buchard Sub 10 subwoofer that I tested recently, right here on the channel, and that gave us great results. Alternatives? Well, the Source Point 8 has family members in the slightly bigger Source Point 10, and just announced a new bigger sister called the MoFi 888, a floor standard that adds 2 unique and powerful bass drivers to the mix. Now, the Source Point 10 and 8 looks identical apart from the difference in size, but they do not sound the same. The 10 offers a bit more low-end output, but it also has a bit more elevated high-end if that is your thing. Considering the sound experience with them, everyone on the listening team found them to be high value for money. But there's fierce competition in the price range. For the money, you could actually be able to buy a pair of the new SVS Ultra Evolution tower speakers. Personally, I have not compared them, and of course they are something totally different. I'm just saying for perspective here. Should we test those new SVS towers, by the way? Let me know in the description. Now stand by for the pros, the cons, and the review score. Check out that Facebook group and help me carry the rucksack on Patreon, where you can get access to loads of exclusive and unhinged content. Until next time, enjoy life and your music, and remember, we can achieve world peace when we just listen.
The pros.
Music ain't all about hooks and fancy words. It's about sounds and how well these sounds are put together. It's a carefully thought out fusion of layers of well-selected frequencies. Pay attention to the details in the mix and enjoy the groove. Nod your head and just let the beat rock.
The cons, eh?
We have great fun over there.
Can you feel it? It's the classic stuff. The boom bap rough cut, let the beat rock. Can you feel it? It's the classic stuff. The boom bap rough cut, let the beat rock.
And it really don't matter the date or time. I'm authentic. Every day, style fresh.
Can you feel it? It's the classic stuff. The boom bap rough cut, let the beat rock. Can you feel it? It's the classic stuff. The boom bap rough